Daniel and Afro Roots.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Amanda. Thank you to everyone at God at Riverside. Thank you to Amanda Hopper, who's doing a lot of the organizational work for God at Riverside. Thank you to Nelly Gomez, who is there helping us run the things tonight on the boards. And thank you to everyone at God at Riverside. Of course, I want to thank Susan Macaluso, who's now retired. She used to be the director at God at Riverside, and she brought Afro Roots Tuesdays to God at Riverside some 8 years ago. And we've collaborated with God at Riverside since that time. It's been the most amazing collaboration every 2 weeks, producing a performance, a live performance in New York City at the Bernie Wall Auditorium. Um, we're still going strong, and right now we're on Zoom, and it's still live, and it's still incredible. In fact, we're looking forward to it just growing and growing, and we've, of course, because of the Zoom experience, become more international, and so we're bringing artists from all over the world to Afro Roots Tuesdays, and we're expanding our New York City community to even more global than it is, and it's already global. So tonight we're going to be actually in Spain. So we're moving our Zoom room to Spain, all of us here in New York City, and wherever you might be tuning in from. And we're going to be with Evan Whirlwind, which promises to be a really amazing experience because Evan Whirlwind does so many things, but one of the things that he does really on another, almost from another world, and that is his playing of the didgeridoo, this instrument that a lot of people don't really know what it is. Looks like a long tube. I remember perhaps first hearing the instrument maybe some 20 years ago, maybe 30 years ago, and I wondered what it was when I first saw it. Um, but many, I've heard it many times since that time, and I would say that probably the most difficult thing about a didgeridoo is to make it sound like it is making a lot of variations and a lot of colors and a lot of different things. And this is what Evan Whirlwind does, unlike I've ever heard anyone ever do on the didgeridoo. Um, and so I always describe his didgeridoo playing as psychedelic. It's a psychedelic sound that he gets out of the didgeridoo. Um, and it seems as if that instrument was meant to meet him, and he was meant to meet that instrument in this journey of life, to express some colors that the instrument is capable of producing, and some experiences, some of the cosmic experiences that this instrument can take you, places it can take you, the journey it can take you on. So it's a really great honor to be able to bring him live from Spain to into the house, into the Zoom room experience with Afro Roots Tuesdays tonight. He's been a longtime friend of Afro Roots. He's performed live at Afro Roots several times years ago before he went to Spain. Um, but now it's great to feature him solo here. We're doing this every 2 weeks. If you're not on the mailing list, please send an email to kevinandbira@hotmail.com. And that will put you on the mailing list so that you can find out who the artists are every 2 weeks for Afro Roots Tuesdays. Um, and we're still going strong and looking to only go stronger in the coming months, years, as we make art uh, just expand and become the flowering event that it will become in the coming months. You know, art has had a struggle over this last year since of this lockdown, and artists have had to find other ways to produce and present what they do, and other avenues to actually bring it to people. And this is one of the main avenues. But now that things are opening back up, we are creating all sorts of new avenues too. So um, we're looking forward to growing the arts and really making that flower and bloom incredibly as the spring is. Um, so um, I'm going to play, as I always do, this song that I call the Mbira Call to Peace. And I'm going to use this instrument. It's got a heart shape. And I'm going to play a song called Spirit of Joy to call the joyful spirits into the house and prepare us for this journey that we're about to go on with the didgeridoo sounds, the cosmic didgeridoo sounds of Evan Worldwind. Spirit of joy. Feel the spirit of joy all in the air. It's the spirit of joy. Dancing, laughing. Spirit of joy. Spirit of joy. Feel it in your heart. It's the spirit of joy in the house. Wherever you are, feel the energy of joy. And get ready. Please mute your microphones. Relax. Ground yourself. Be ready for a journey as we introduce Evan Whirlwind. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. I was waiting for the audience clap. So. uh, I want you people to know that we are artists and you the technology to connect. So Kevin played that beautiful stuff. You guys should be like dancing and clapping. You know what I mean? Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for this invitation. And I have a lot to share. I bet I would say that we have a lot to share with each other. So let me start off with playing a little bit of the dish to warm up. And so, and then I will tell you guys all about it, what it really is. Okay? All right. Yes.
That was amazing.
Thank you, brother.
So
Thank you.
what is it that allows you to keep playing without taking a break?
I, whew, I believe it or not, the more relaxed you are, it just happens naturally. But we have what they call circular breathing. Um, Circular breathing is just, it kind of give you any imagination that everything is in a circle, but really what it is, I'm sitting in a little bit of air through I call it my within your whole temple, and just a little bit just to keep the drone, because in the didgeridoo we have what we call the drone itself, and it's like a little bubble. Have you ever played with like making soap salt and you have these little bubbles and you don't want to blow too much because you might burst it. But you have to blow just enough to keep the bubble going. So that's what it is. So once you feel that drone, like a back pressure, sip a little bit of air to keep that going. And that's the magic of it. um, and basically, you just have to allow it to happen. Once you get it, allow it to happen. Yeah. So that's a short version of it. Um, for those people who don't know what the didgeridoo is I believe it's one of the oldest instrument known among among the people of this planet. And the gatekeeper of the instrument are the original Aboriginal people of Australia. I just want to make that clear. The original Aboriginal people of Australia. They are the gatekeeper of this instrument. And this instrument is a tool that they use to tap into many dimensions. Okay. And I tell you a quick story of that I've heard, how it came into being to those people. Because the original name of the didgeridoo is called Yadaki. Yadaki. And so the story goes that there was a warrior walking out into the outback, as they would call it, and in the desert itself. And you know how it is at night when when the sun go down, the desert get really cold. So the warrior decided that well he have to make a little fire for himself to keep his body warm throughout the night. So he went about to start looking for little woods and trees and all this kind of stuff, and he saw a log, and he said, "Okay, this log would be the base of my fire." But within the log, there were white mice, termites in the log. And he just said, well, I'm not going to burn up the termites. I'm going to blow them out. So he put the log to his mouth to blow out the termite. He got that woo sound. And we're like, wow, that's a strange sound. So he decided I'm not going to burn that log. I'm going to keep it. And he decided he would keep it and take it back to the village, which he did. And he started to play to all the young people in the village this woo sound. And that warrior name was Yadaki. So the people named his discovery Yadaki. So I guess the European, when they came there, they could not, you know how they like to label things, you know, so they take it and they put a name to it, you know. Yeah, so that's for the name. So can you imagine this powerful um, medicine instrument? Because just imagine how when he played to those young people, it bring a lot of laughter. So in my mind, medicine's supposed to make you happy. It's supposed to make you laugh, you know? Yeah, any kind of healing modality is supposed to bring joy. So that's like a cue. If somebody giving you something to heal and they'll make you happy, leave it alone, you know? Yeah, you know? And the fact that our past didn't disappear, but advance into the present now, you could use that example even now, you know? You don't have to cause no judgment whatsoever, good or bad. Just use the example. What make you happy? That's your medicine, you know? Yeah.
I wanna say that I was in Australia probably about a year ago, maybe a little more than a year ago, and I spoke to Aboriginal people in Australia. It's very very well understood among almost every Aboriginal person I spoke to that their roots are from Africa. That the people, the original Aboriginal Australian was a people that left Africa many thousands and thousands and thousands of years ago and sailed and landed there in Australia and established their community there in Australia well over 100, 200,000 years ago. This is some of the most ancient um, community of, around on Earth. But that community was a community that left Africa and sailed over there, and that's really I talked to Aboriginal people who told me that without blinking an eye. That's exactly what's going on. So in a
Yeah.
sense, it's an African instrument. Uh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's the mother of all civilization, you know? Yeah. And I mean that's what it is.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
because basically what I'm talking about is all of humanity. All of humanity
Of
did sail out of
course.
Africa.
Yeah, well, all of it. I mean, if you study even the martial arts, like I studied Tai Chi, and the Tai Chi come from the Taoism in China, but it was a dark-skinned man traveling through India that bring the martial to the meditation itself, you know, and believe it or not, I mean, there was a time when people did not even see that there was a difference in whatever, you know, and things intertwine with each other and all of that. And I mean, there's always the source. It comes from the one source, you know. So it's beautiful. Yeah, a lot of people said to me, "How you from Jamaica play instrument from Australia?" And I was like, "If you understand how spirit work, well, you don't even have to ask the question, you know." Because I did not seek the didgeridoo. It found me, you know, and it found me in a very unusual way. And I'll share the story with you guys. I did not know there was such an instrument called didgeridoo. You know, when I first heard a sound, I would listen to an album that I have bought, and I must have listened to this album 20 times. But there was one particular day, you know, when they in the middle of August in in New York City when the sun stands still and it's hot blazing. It was one of those days. I was cleaning my house and I had the back door open to have like a little backyard, and I was cleaning up, and I felt a little tired. And I came in and said, okay, you know what? Let me just sit back and just listen to my one of my favorite album. And somehow I said to myself, I'm gonna really take in all the instruments in that album. And that's what I did. I closed my eyes and I started to listen to, and I heard this sound, this strange sound, and it created an image in my mind. Maybe it took me somewhere. I don't know which way, you know. And what I perceived was a boulder, like a cylinder boulder, moving through the earth like that, that kind of creative sound, and it was pushing up trees and stone and like pushing up like a pyramid out of the earth and just pushing up into the sky, that kind of imagination that, when if you think about the pyramid and you think about it coming from the earth, and you think about massive trees and mountain coming out of the earth, then you can just imagine the kind of crude, ancient sound that is not even scalable. You can't even, there's no reference to it. And when I opened my eyes, somehow I said, I would like to know what kind of electronic instrument that could make such a sound. But I'm not a sound engineer, so where am I going to find this electronic instrument, or this whatever. And about a month or so, a good friend of mine invited me to Chasey Chapman concert in New York City. You guys know Chasey Chapman, the poet, right? And a sister walked on stage to open up for Chasey Chapman playing that sound. And I said to my friend, you remember that sound I told you about? That's it, that's it. And he said, it's called the Didgeridoo. It's from Australia. And the next thought I had was, I'm going to find that instrument and learn to play it. So you see how it is? Now, that instrument came in my life when I really needed help to heal up myself. I really needed help. It was at a point where I was running cross country, track and field, and I injured myself very badly. And it was the final injury of falling on the ground, had to go to the hospital, got a knee operation, all right? And it was the final straw, like, you need to take care of yourself. You know, I have been having injury from the military coming up to that point, and just kind of ignored it, say, oh, no big deal, I could fix myself and all of that. And at the same time, I was having a lot of pain in my kidney, my liver, and all of that was just coming from being ignorant about health, ignorant about the conversation that I'm in with other people, just about a lot of things, and afraid to step into myself. So when that digital came, when I made that decision that I'm going to learn to, and you know how the universe works, the moment you have an intention to do something or a desire, I mean, all kind of stuff start open up, along with the doubts, along with everything else. And so anyway, I went to, this, make it really short, I went to an event. It was an Earth Day event, upstate New York. and I saw a brother selling the didgeridoo, but it was the bamboo, out of bamboo. His name was Bamboo Charlie. Never forget him. And that brother, that brother spent about 2 hours trying to teach me how to play the didgeridoo. Unsuccessful. It wasn't happening, you know? I mean, because I told him about this and that, and he was just like, man, you gotta learn to play, you gotta learn, and I couldn't get it. Even though I didn't learn how to play it with him, I bought a didgeridoo from him, the bamboo, and I bought two more for two of my friends because I want them to know how to play it, you know? And Brother Kevin, an audience, let me tell you, it took me 3 months to get the woo sound. 3 months. And only because I was determined to play it. I was determined to play it because Spirit said to me, you always start something and never finish it. You always start something and never finish it. You know, you're always crying about, oh yeah, you learn how to play the guitar. That was my first instrument. And then you make the excuse that, oh, you don't play it anymore because you went away in the military for 4 years and you never bought a guitar. No, 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 no. Stop the line. The truth was that somebody who was much younger than you, were riffing like Jimi Hendrix, and you got nervous and you decided you're not going to play it anymore. I'm telling you, I'm telling the audience this story, telling you guys this is that never ever doubt who you are because it will haunt you for years and years and years and years. You have to step into it, you know? So think about it now. This instrument stepped into my life and said, okay, so, but at the same time, I said, when I learn to play, that's it, no more. So I learned to play it and I put it away. I put it away in the closet. And I keep having vision about it. Keep having vision about it, you know? And the last vision that I got was that I saw two people playing the didgeridoo. And I said to myself, oh, you guys don't know how to play the didgeridoo. And when I pick up my didgeridoo and start playing it, and it turned into dust, like sand. And the and the feeling I got when I woke up was that if you don't play, if you don't pick up that instrument and play, you're gonna lose your life. Stop being stubborn. And that was the wake up call, you know? Yes, yes.
That's
So
amazing.
it is amazing.
So,
Yeah,
so very much a dream sequence that led you to play.
that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. And let me tell you, and sometimes our dreams play out in our reality and we don't know it. And the only way we're going to know it is if we are obedient to what we're here to do. If you get an inkling that you would love to do something, that's a clue. That's a clue that's telling you that go ahead and explore it because it might open doors in many other ways. It might be the very thing that you need to help you get out of your little cave, you know? Yeah. And I and I'm gonna say this because Harry Belafonte, right? I read some years ago, I heard him in an interview, and the interviewer asked him, so is music political? And he said, everything is political. And what I gathered from what he was saying is that your reality, You are the designer of it. You are the creator of it. You claim it. You could fight it all you want. You're never gonna change it the way you would like it until you take ownership of it and go back into your medicine pouch and start to redesign it the way you have it. Now, remember I told you about the story of how you were pushing up trees and pyramid, and you asked the question about the breathing of it, the didgeridoo, sipping that little bit of air. Now, things always evolve, right? Your perception always evolve. And here's my mythology about what the didgeridoo have taught, shown me, and what I'm seeing, what's happening right now across the planet. For years, people always want to know who designed the pyramid. Always looking. And they're looking everywhere else, but they don't look underneath their nose. This is your pyramid. This is it right here. Here, right here. The pyramid breathed from underneath the earth. And this is the pineal gland right here. This is the tip of the pyramid. Our body temple is the Ark of the Covenant of the Most High, the I Am. And no one could use the word I am for themselves, for anybody else but themselves. Think about it. You cannot use the first person for anybody else but you. When you said I am, whatever come after that, you affirm. I am sick. Oh, of course. You are the God. You are the goddess. If you know goddess is singular, you're affirming. I am powerful. Yes. Oh, yes, yes. I am. So now we are being forced now because of the stubbornness that I know very well. We have been forced to cover our pyramid. And guess what? Because we are a people of the earth, that we are at our best when our back is against the wall. Why is it? Because we are the one that design everything. Those people out there who have this split psychic ideas that they're different from each other are like bullies in a classroom that take over the classroom and put the teachers to sleep. That's all it is, bullies. Huh? And once we begin to understand that we don't need to fight our own reality that we design, or we need to look at it, and then put a whole different mythology on it. And once you do that, you realize that everything that you're looking for is right underneath your nose. It's right there. you know? And all you have to do is just breathe it in. Yes. Yes. So when people say cover your nose, you're covering your pyramid. Yeah. You're recycling your own reality. You're recycling your own breath. You're recycling creation. Not refresh it, you're gonna poison. So healing is laughter.
Right.
And my grandmother was the master storyteller of that, because she always said that, boy, you must learn to take bad things and make joke out of it. Yes, 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 yes. So, yeah, it's beautiful, you know?
That's amazing what you that analogy you just said of covering the pyramid, because that really is such an important part of understanding who we are, and that pyramid is there through the it's the it's how you breathe everything in, all the reality, everything that you imagine, you breathe it in,
That's it.
and that's your
That's it.
pyramid.
That's your pyramid.
Yes,
That's
yes,
your pyramid. You
that's
know?
that's so amazing. Thank you for that way of looking at it, that way of understanding this thing, and the forces that we are dealing with now that would actually ask us to cover that.
Has to cover it. Has to
Yes,
cover it. But you see, and the forces is us.
yes.
It's almost like, okay, you don't want to remember who you are? Well, okay, we're gonna put that as part of our medicine tool. We're gonna play this game. And it's called Cover Your Pyramid. and when and when you can't breathe properly and when you start to break down, you say, oh shit, wait a minute. Oh, this thing they call oxygen. That's my life force.
Yes,
I'm
yes.
a part of this. You know? Some people refute. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, no, no, no. That's not true. No, no, no. That's not true. That's not true.
That's amazing.
Yeah. We're storytellers, you
Yes,
know?
that's amazing. Well,
Yeah.
I have to say that I my experience confirms everything you just said. You know, confirms it to be 100% true. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
because I spend a lot of time, in the forest, singing with birds and copying the birds and responding back to them. And I realized that if you spend time in the forest, and I imagine the same thing for Didgeridoo too, if you spend time in the forest singing with birds, then a lot of the energy, there's a whole field that happens right here. It happens
Mm-hmm.
right here.
Mm-hmm.
That's where the sound is at.
Yes,
That's where the sound is
yes,
at,
yes,
and
yes,
you have to have access to that. You have to have access
yes,
to,
yes,
and if you can have access to it, you can create anything there.
yes,
You can create
yes.
boulders, you can create mountains right here,
Well, yes. Oh,
right?
yes.
So if you used to that experience, you realize that the last thing you would ever want to do
Yes,
is block
yes,
that. The last thing you would
yes,
ever want to do.
yes, yes,
The very last thing.
yes.
Believe me, there could be hundreds of things that come before that.
You know, and as to show you, Kevin, you're so right about being in the forest with the birds. Before I played the bamboo didgeridoo for literally about 5 years before I play for an audience.
Uh-huh.
I used to go to Van Cortlandt Park in the mountain and I would mimic the bird. That's how I learned how to play it. Mimic the bird. And I would stay there till the night go down. And there were times the bird would chase me out. You know how they would chase me out? Then I would be playing with them and all of a sudden they're silent. And that was their clue, like get the hell out of here, out of our home now. Yeah. And I used to be like, I don't want to play for people. I want to just there.
Right,
And that was my thing.
right. Amazing. I heard a
Yeah.
bird sound come in just.
Yeah, I heard the bird sound. Yeah. And
So,
and
oh, sorry.
yes. No, go ahead.
Yeah, did you want to grace us with some more of that
Yes, yes, yes.
didgeridoo sound
Yeah,
as
yeah,
we
yeah,
move
yeah,
through this?
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you.
One second.
Outstanding.
I realized that Jimi Hendrix wanted to do what you're doing. Yeah, that's what Jimi Hendrix wanted to do. He wanted to do that, but he didn't have a didge. So
He did on guitar.
yeah, he did on guitar.
Yeah.
I just posted that in the chat box. It reminds me of the national anthem.
Yes. I love that.
If Hendrix had found the ditch, he probably would have ditched the guitar.
He probably would have did it. Of course.
Just like you did.
Yeah. Yes.
So if anybody asks you if you still play guitars, tell them, yeah, I do, but I'm Hendrix.
I know. It's and I tell you, I really love Hendrix because it took away the fear of playing an instrument. Like he mastered it, and then he stripped away the form of it. He strip away the form of it and go directly to the source. Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
There was something about there was a time in my life when I was having uh, problems, stress, and what I would do is I would just put on Hendrix music and blare it as loud as I could in the mornings and evenings, and believe me, it would take stress away. It would, because when you're hearing that sound, what it does is I try to figure out what it does. It makes your mind go to it and try to figure out what's going on. And while your mind is trying to figure out what's going on, you forget about the other problems.
That's it. That's it.
So the ditch does the same thing. The ditch, you gotta,
Yeah.
you have to listen. You have to figure out what's going. Your mind is saying, "What is this? What is this? I'm hearing this, but what is it?" And then all the other problems go away, away. Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah. It's powerful. I in 2020 when I play at Cosm in February, and there was a lady in the audience told me after we finished playing, she told me that she had a terrible car accident some years ago, like 5 years ago, and her right side, I think it was her right side or her left side of her face, was to have this permanent numb, from them reconstructing her body. So she had no feeling there. She said 5 years ago, today was the first time she felt sensation on her face. And I was not playing it directly to her. I was just walking around the audience. And she told me that. And I'm glad that she told me, because she kind of reaffirmed to me that, healing come from within. And if it is working through you, it's only helping others to activate the healing in them. I'm not doing it. It's already there, that we all have the capacity. You just take the right frequency then. And music does that, Yeah.
Exactly. Somebody told me this a long time ago. I was talking to a person who deals with medicines, with homeopathic medicines, and I said, "Oh, this is wonderful. These medicines, they are very powerful." And they said, "Yeah, but it's just the same thing that you're doing, because this medicine is just frequency. That's what it is. It's a frequency. Any medicine is a frequency."
Yes.
And so sound is the first medicine. Sound is medicine before the doctors started putting on, as I said before, put on lab coats.
Yes.
And started preparing things for us. Before there was this idea. Well, as the Chinese, what are the Chinese letters have the one letter says music, one letter says medicine, and they look almost the exact same.
Yeah. Wow.
Well, as I say, the medicine comes from music. What is music but from that person that picked up the didgeridoo thousands and thousands of years ago, and noticed that it was having a positive effect on people.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's medicine.
Yeah. And look how it was created. Termites.
Right.
Termite bored a hole through a tree, and that's it.
Yeah.
Nothing else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to know, do you have any new projects that you're working on?
Yes. I'm working. I have this ideas for years to combine poetry, didgeridoo, dub music, like reggae dub music, to combine it together and blast it off with Beethoven on the top of it. That kind of stuff, you know? It was just an idea, right? And I told a musician brother that I met here in Spain who lived in South Africa for a number of years, and he played with the South African brothers there in Cape Town, I think it was, you know. And he learned a lot about dark music and different thing and African music. And he saw me play at the yoga studio, and we started talking. And I said, I would like to do this. And he was like, wow. So it's been like 2 years we wanted to like get together and start to do, you know, but we never could until the other day we decided, okay, let's start it. Um, so the project really is about how can you create music that is not choreographed, that we can just tap into the original, because it's just everywhere. It's there. It's the life, like you said, the life. And so that's what we're working on. And as a result, the Spirit said, well, reach out to someone, like I reached out to Wim Hof people and said, listen to this thing. How would you like, I would like to pump up this thing in your big audience, you know? And they say, oh, we love it. Let's do it. And so we're working on a project with Wim Hof poetry, but at the same time, giving us an opportunity to really work together. So we're gonna start doing this next week. We're gonna get together and just spend the day in meditation, little tai chi, little qigong, and get into the mood and just feel it and see what comes out. So that's the idea. And you know, Brother Kevin, and I just want to share this with the audience, so because to know how powerful you are when we play together. You remember, and if you remember when we went to Brushwood, upstate New York, and you and I were playing the didgeridoo, you're playing the shaker, and I think we was in the Dish Dome, a place we call the Dish Dome,
Yeah.
and we were just jamming. And I remember I was like, I felt like I wasn't even playing the dish anymore. I felt like I was just enjoying it because I was like floating like this, like a sine wave in the sky, you know? But I remember before that happened, I said to myself, oh my God, my lips are burning. They must be bleeding because it was kind of like dark. And I was like, we were playing for a while. I said, oh, they must be bleeding. And I said, well, I don't care if they bleed, just going. And then I just got blasted off into space. And you were just jamming with the shake rate. You were just like, it's like race horse, like in the desert, and the Apache trail, and all the boom, 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 boom. And you remember a brother said, after we stopped, after we finished, he said, do you brothers know that you guys been playing for over an hour? You remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the kind of spirit
Right.
I'm feeling.
Yeah.
To make that kind of music that is radical. I call it like a sound coming from a cave. And when it hits you, it and it go right through you and it cause no pain. You know? and it just take you. So that's how we work. Like, what is that? It's there, right? If it wasn't there, we would never have that imagination.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a what music where people are being moved in ways and they don't even know what's going on.
Right.
They don't know. 'Cause it's not important to know. Yeah. So that's the project we're working on right now. Yeah.
It's kind of a medicine trance music.
And Madison Chance music, yeah. But to meet the people where they are,
Right.
you know, is it's not the yoga laying back music. I want the people want to get up and dance
Right.
and get into that trance, go back into the bush
Yeah.
when people were going to a dance for 3 days, you know, with drums rolling.
Right.
That bring it in on that kind of level where it get people to understand that you live in a temple. Your body is a temple of the living God, you know, and you have to like get up and move it. Yeah,
That's amazing. What
yeah.
you're saying is amazing because what you're saying is that, and it's true, is your body is the temple and your body is also a medicine temple. And if you are moving, there are certain channels that you will open up in your process that will release medicine.
Yes.
So, in other words,
Yeah.
you have medicine stored in parts of your body. You have medicine stored in some of the glands. You have medicine stored in some of the tissues that is there to heal you. But a shortcut to releasing it is through the dancing, is through the inspiration of breathing and dancing and channeling that energy through the body so that it releases that medicine. And that's really the ancient science that goes deep into the African drum and dance world, you know, for many thousands and thousands and thousands of years ago. This is a form of medicine that allows you to release the medicine in your body.
Yes.
Everyone is running around with all the medicine they need in them.
Right. They got it.
If they
Yeah.
don't have that, they can't find it. There's medicine here on the earth. All these different plants and all these different bushes and flowers and herbs and seeds, they're all medicine too.
That's
You
it.
know,
That's it.
but that medicine that most powerful medicine is right in you, right in you.
Right. It's right in
And
you.
your imagination has the key. You know.
Yes. Yeah.
It's so amazing. And did you have some sort of a sample of that sound that you all were working on?
Yes, yes. I did send you so you guys could play it.
All right.
And I just want to say to the audience, before you play it, I would like them to close their eyes if they want and just go into meditation and imagine that we are having a conversation. And the reason I would like that because when I work with clients, we call life coach. I work with clients, and to me, conversation is not enough. You know, to talk to people about their problems and to help them. There have to be action behind it. There have to be the conversation. There have to be the martial action. It's almost like the literal conversation and the martial have to come together. So what I'm also been working on when I work with people, and I'm going to be doing some workshop in Barcelona where I have like a healing workshop, but it's not just laying down and listen to the didgeridoo. I'm going to have them do some qigong exercise, that kind of qigong like what you do that you used to play the shake away, and people say, how can Kevin play the shake away for a whole hour? He doesn't get tired. Well, if you want to know, go ask him and he will tell you, you know, that he has to be doing some kind of active energy movement in his body to keep his joints, everything relaxed, muscles relaxed, and let it flow. So I'm bringing that into the medicine to have them get that going, and then when they listen to the digital, they're completely open to be blessed blast out all the way.
Right.
So I'm taking it even when I work with people. I say, if you want to learn, if you want to learn a didgeridoo, you're gonna learn some qigong exercise. You see, or if you want me to coach you to be healthy or in your business or whatever you're dealing with, then you're gonna have to learn some qigong exercise to move your body. And I'm gonna play the didgeridoo with you for you to feel your own power. It's not enough to just know it, but you have to feel it. You know. So I want the audience to just imagine now that if you're laying down, if you want to dance or whatever you want to do, check it out, listen to it. I think it's about 10 minutes. And then please share your thoughts. What do you think about it? What do you hear? Is there something that you could add to it or take away from it? Be completely honest. Be clear. Why? Because we are family and we need each other this time, especially in this time. This is what we are telling each other right now, that we need everyone to rise up from within. So please allow us this opportunity to do this meditation with us. So roll it, brother. Roll
Okay.
it.
Nelly.
House music. House music. House music. House music.
Is it D sharp?
Beautiful song.
Yeah, man. So yeah, we just playing around and we just recorded. Thank God we recorded because we were just playing around and feeling. You know, when musicians get together, you have to, you know, play so you can see what's happening. You know?
Did you
Yeah.
uh did you record it there or here in the United States?
No, right here,
Okay.
right here, right here. It's right here.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, yeah. With this mic and everything. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
I'm particularly interested in all the uh rhythms you would lay out and then flip it and do it the other way. I was interested in your sort of
Hmm.
way of playing the rhythm with one voicing and then take the other side of it and play the other side of it and then come back to the original voice and then come back to the other side of it.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think that gives it a whole new dimension.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Because the didgeridoo, you have to. If you just play like, ooh, you could get tired. You want to play. I want to talk to it. I want just do whatever. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Can you actually make a live demonstration of that kind of thing that you did there?
Well, I could do a little. Okay, let me just see what come up. Okay,
All
because
right.
it's just what spirit say. All right.
Right. You don't have
Yeah.
to play long. I know you
Yeah.
got
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
listening tonight.
Yeah.
3,
Yeah.
3
Yeah.
a.m.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
3 a.m. listening.
Yeah. That's it. One second. Okay.
Evan, can you hear me?
I'm sorry?
Evan, can you hear me? This is Ronald.
Ronald. Yes, hold, one minute, brother. 1 second.
Kevin and Evan, you just tapped into the primal one that comes from all of us. That is so wonderful to hear it when you do it. Kevin, we know what we're talking about.
Right.
We've done it many times, and we certainly turn around and we got people dancing without even knowing that we had people dancing. It is wonderful to hear you do it your way, Evan. It
Thank
is
you, brother.
truly it's the primal one.
Thank you, brother. Much love, man. Yes.
I can tell you the ancestors were dancing to that just now. Yeah, anybody who loves music or loves sound has to hear their name being called when they hear that sound. Because, you know, it's a sound that you really can't be described. You just have to hear it.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
It be very deep.
You know,
Yeah.
it's a sound that's on the edge of joy and on the edge of pain at the same time. You're like, you know, imagine if somebody was in pain, they would leave their pain, they would not feel it anymore. And if someone was not feeling joyful, they would feel joyful automatically because it had to take them there, you know.
Yeah.
And
It does.
you know, it's an incredible thing that instrument can do, but then what you do with it, because what you do with it is you take it to another place, and as I said, you make it so psychedelic, you know. I can tell you that, you know, that all of the Imbira masters of ancient times would have heard that sound and said, "Wow, yeah," you know, and all the music masters of ancient times would hear that and say, "Yeah," you know, because they hear the healing potential, the healing effect in that sound.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And to expand the idea, you know, to expand our minds about what musicality is, you know, that it could go to some place that is totally off the map.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah.
for most of Western music, it's not on a Western map music. They can't say, you know, what, you know, can we write this down in notes? You know,
Right.
It's not that kind of thing.
No.
And that's particularly why anyone involved with a lot of music would love it, because you know, you can't write that down.
You can't write it down. Yeah. You just whatever come out. That yeah.
You can't put it on a map.
Yeah. And that's the beauty of it, you know. That's the beauty of it. It's like it's whatever. I mean, I mean, it's teaching me a lot to let go, you know, because I have a lot of stuff to let go, and um, I remember I was playing, you know, Kumfunya, you know, Kumfunya.
Yes.
Kumfunya invited me to play at one of her crystal healing thing, and I remember I asked the audience because I was just, you know, really learning about it, and I would say remembering. And so I asked the audience, say, okay, after I finish play, I want you guys to be brutally honest with me. What's going on? And this one woman, she was honest. She said, when you started to play the didgeridoo, it makes me angry. I didn't want to hear it. I wanted to tell you to shut up, you know. But then she said, but then I start crying, and I don't know why I'm crying, you know. And then she said, I found myself going down into a dungeon. Dungeon, she said, you know, like going down stairs and stairs and stairs. And then she said, one day I will explain it to you, but I never saw her again, you know. But she was totally honest, like, this song. So I would tell people it could even make you mad, angry, or it could heal you, you know? Which will, but it's gonna move you one way or the other, you know?
It's gonna move you, right?
Yeah, it's gonna move you.
And even if you get mad, the anger will be a healing anger.
And we are healing anger, because you might go home with that madness in your head and you wonder, what the heck was that, you know?
Right.
And maybe that's what you need, you know?
Yeah, that's what you need.
Yeah.
Change
Yeah.
your life for the
Mm-hmm.
positive.
Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah, it's I felt that, you know, I felt that I could imagine people, you know, hearing the sound and rising up from the dead. You know, they'd be like,
Mm.
thought it was over, but no, it's not over.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You know, it's got that feeling to it. It's got
Yeah.
that to
Yeah.
you know, because you know people need something sometimes to rock their boat, to
Yes.
push them in a state where they're a little bit uncomfortable, because that uncomfortable will help open up any paths for them, right? And that didgeridoo sound can, for some people, can be uncomfortable, you know.
Give me the uncomfortable. Oh
But
yeah.
it'll
Oh
open up
yeah.
a new path,
Yeah.
a new way of listening to
Yeah.
anything, everything.
Yeah. But I always believe that music is one of those universal things that go beyond race, gender, culture, all of the labels. Just go beyond and go to the, you know, that part, like, remind you are a living, walking tabernacle, walking in the desert, and whatever you build in the desert comes from inside of you. So whether you like it or not, you are building your city, you are building your community, you're building your home, you're building your country, your world. Whether you like it, everyone is a part of this dream, you know. But you know, and this, what we think we're going through, this dream spell of control and all of that, you can easily break it. One of the the word that my son have learned right now, he's a son, and the two-letter word, no.
Right.
No. You know, you can just say no. Like, I don't want to eat that story anymore. I'm going to create my own story. Okay, I'm not angry with you, but I don't want your story anymore. You know, I'm going to create my own story. And then you could say it with a laughter, and they don't know what to do. You know?
Right.
Yeah, the judge wouldn't know what to do if he said, hey, you know, I want you to tell me the truth. I want you to tell me the people out there that is trying to do whatever they have to do, and I want you to tell. Would you tell me the truth? Would you promise to tell me nothing and nothing but the truth? And you said no. I won't tell you the truth. Because you don't want to hear the truth, and they would not know what to do. So I would tell people, find your own, create your own story, find your own music, and stop eating other people's music. That's making you afraid. Yeah,
True. That's amazing.
yeah,
And what you're tapping to is the wisdom of a baby. Because that's
yeah.
one of the first words that babies learn to really take mastery of is that word no.
No, that's it.
Babies understand that.
That's it.
Oftentimes, we as adults are educated out of that understanding.
I know, yeah. Yeah, they're like, I don't want to say no. And then, I'm looking for information. Is this good or bad? Oh my God, I don't know what to do.
Right.
And if they just stop and think, you don't know what to do because you don't need anything. Everything you think you need is already inside. Why don't you just go inside? Where you? Oh my God, no, oh no. Everything is inside. Just go in. But it takes courage to go inside too, I understand that.
Right.
It takes courage. You know how it is,
Right.
It takes courage to be free.
Yes.
Yeah.
The wisdom of children.
Mhm,
I remember watching one of my favorite young children run around and ask her mother repeatedly, why?
Yeah. That's another one. Why? Yeah.
Why? And after a while, her mother got frustrated and said, would you stop asking me why?
Yeah.
But we don't want our children to be educated out of asking why.
Right, no. And you don't want them, that's it.
We want them to remember to say no.
No,
we
that's
want them
it.
to remember to say why.
Why? That's it.
If they're not satisfied, continue to say no and why.
That's it. Yeah, it's like I was reading a book some years ago, and the author was telling a story of a woman in the kitchen preparing food for her family, and her little probably 4 or 5 year old child was on the floor doing an art. And she looked down and said, "Oh, honey, what are you doing?" He said, I'm making the art of an image of God. And the mother said, "Oh, honey, nobody know what God looked like." And the little girl said, "Mommy, would you let me finish?" Yeah.
So real.
Yeah, so real. And we just have to come back to that realness, but don't come, yeah, in other words, come with wisdom, not anger.
Yes.
Because I remember the beginning of the pandemic, I was very angry to see how people just fall in place.
Right.
But then I realized those people are giving me the opportunity to go in,
Yes.
to go into the dream state,
Right.
And now that you talk about it, you used to go into the forest and you practice it, and now you have to do it right there in concrete jungle. You have to do it now in the real, yeah, not on the stage,
Right.
Yeah.
Not on the forest.
Not in the forest.
Not on the rock.
Not on the rock. That's it. You gotta do it right here. How can you find it? Yeah, and you realize, oh my God, I have a lot of work to do.
Right.
You realize I have a lot of work to do on myself.
I have a lot of work to do because all I want to do is just be myself.
That's it.
I just want to be myself, right here with all these other people being themselves.
That's it. Just be yourself. Let's
I
be
just have it
there.
myself, you know. And
Yeah,
if
yeah.
anybody's, and no one has, no one, and the reality of it is, no one has a problem with that. No one has a
I,
problem with you being. We think they have a problem with it.
right,
That's
right,
our that's
right.
our barrier
Yeah, yeah.
that we put
And
up.
that's it. And the beauty of it too, like once we tap into ourselves, then the judgment no longer comes to you.
Right,
But I remember if I step out of my home without preparing myself,
right,
it will come to me.
you're right,
Somebody might say, "Why you don't wear the rice?"
right,
You know, and I go, "Rah!"
right,
And I'm like,
right,
"Oh my God, oh,
right, right,
you lost the battle because you were not prepared to step out in concrete jungle."
right,
But once you're prepared and in that dream state,
yeah, yeah,
you're like invisible, you know?
yeah. That's true.
Yeah, yeah.
That is so true. I can attest to that 100%.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I can
Mm-hmm.
attest to that 100%.
Yeah.
And that people really, they feel it inside. They really desire to see other people living freely. They desire
Yeah.
other people. They desire to see other people living within their hearts. They
Mm-hmm.
desire that, and it confirms that it's possible when they see it. You know,
Right, right,
and
right.
so they're so relieved. You know, like I said,
Yeah.
I told you my story about me being on the subway train and realizing that people were just happy that I was
Happy,
in my
right.
natural state
In natural
on the
state,
subway
right.
train. You know,
Right, right.
they were happy about that. You
Right,
know,
right.
I didn't
Yeah.
feel any
Yeah.
strange,
Yeah,
things from
yeah.
anybody.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
Yeah.
it's this is the time. But you're right. This is the beautiful
Yeah.
time
It's a
to
beautiful time.
take all of that and
Yeah.
practice it right there,
Right there. You gotta
right,
put it right
right
there.
there with everybody.
Yeah, 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 yeah. And it's so much fun, you know?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
it, in other words, you, like, it's the same way with the didgeridoo. I remember there was a time when I play, I would be afraid that I would lose the drum.
right.
I would lose the drum, you know? And one day I had a vision and spirit said to me, "Oh, you're afraid that you lose the drone, that you might mess up and all that stuff." He said that it's because you're showing off. And I was like, "No, I'm not showing off. I'm not showing off." And he said, "Yes, you are. You're showing off. Because you think that people are judging you. They don't even know what you're doing, you
Right,
know?"
right,
And he said, "Stop showing off, demonstrate." And Brother Kevin, it took me some time to really understand what that means.
right,
And it only came when I started going inside. I said, "Wait a minute. This sound is not coming from the ditch. This sound coming from the source,
right, right,
you know? And whatever's coming in is coming through my pyramid."
right,
You know, and mixed with the original source. So
right,
it's like this. So we are not just in the power of the Most High, not just the power of the Most High within us, but we are in it.
right.
You know, so we're always connected.
True.
So all you're doing is just expressing this relationship with oneness. You know.
Yes.
Yeah, and I love a beautiful poem. I want to share this poem with you guys. It's from the Aboriginal.
Okay.
And it goes like this. It says, "Forever oneness, who sings to us in silence, who teach us through each other, guide our steps with strength and wisdom. May we see the lesson in all things. Help us walk in respect and always look from behind our eyes. And wherever you go, leave music and beauty. Leave music and beauty wherever you go." and observe without judgment. And Brother Kevin, whenever I judge something, I'm always wrong. Always wrong. Always wrong.
All right.
Yeah, I know that for myself, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah. That's amazing. That's a beautiful poem. That's beautiful.
yeah.
Well, we're getting close to the final minutes of the night. You know, we know it's late there, and we've been going for quite a while, and so we're going to wrap it up soon.
Okay.
Is there any last things you want to impart to the audience here before we close off the night, or is
Yes, what I would like to say to the audience, what we're experiencing now, it is something that we dreamt about very long time ago. We have been talking about the Great Awakening. Now, if we take it out of the mythical thing of the Great Awakening, we're all going through the Great Awakening. Whether you're in pain or sorrow or sickness or fear or joy, it's awakening because it has shifted you somehow, one way or the other. And there is always two parts to something, but I would like them to focus on the psychological aspect of it because we are psychic beings. And our story from the Bible in the story is a book of a psychological drama that is happening in every being on this planet within ourselves. Like Kevin said, it's inside. All the medicine you ever need is inside. And on the physical realm, you can only transmute it by going into your imagination and psychologically shift it inside. But you cannot just do that without your body tempo. You have to strengthen your tempo. You have to make it fortify your tempo with the elements that you know it need, with information, good information, whether you're playing music, reading, writing, the food you eat is all information. And when you do that, you start to bring out a whole new frequency that will shift to your liking, to your imagination. Case in point, the thing with the didgeridoo, what is so amazing about it, the longer I play, the better it happens. Why? Because it is a piece of water. It's made out of eucalyptus. If you can tell, look at the thickness of it. It's so solid. It's so solid. And when that sound is going through the air, it all depends on the artist, what you have inside, your good state of mind. If your state of mind is about healing and you put it in your mouth and you put it through an instrument that is created with integrity, whatever it is, drum, whatever it is, it could create magic. It would, I would say, not create magic, but would amplify your own magic. So I'm saying that we're all magical beings, and we are getting an opportunity because we all are awakened. Some of us say, "Oh no, I don't want to be awakened. Yeah, I want a mosquito to come and bite me." You know, the mosquito got me sick. No, 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 no. If you want to be bitten or to be inoculated, go to the bee. Let the honeybee do it for you. The point I'm making is this: you take command of your own power. Take command of your own power. And it's not being, and I'm not saying it arrogant. I'm saying that we have love for life. Mother Earth is expanding. she is giving her children opportunity to join her in that expansion. And if she have to spank you a little bit, just say, get up, come on, wipe your tears, stand up, take ownership. You know, you're always connected to me. Take off your shoes and go on the grass. You know what I mean? There's always a little bit of grass growing on every sidewalk. You could find it. The cracked sidewalk, you could put your toe there if you need to do that. And connect. Go hug a tree. My son, his biggest thing now, he like to hug tree. So he's telling me, Daddy, you need to hug trees, you know? Yeah, so what we're making is that don't be afraid. You could transmit the word fear instead of saying false evidence appearing real. If somebody say that to me, it kind of a sadness. Oh, false evidence appearing real. Oh my God. But if somebody said, I'm feeling excited and ready, I want to like it bring up the imagination of a child in a roller coaster. They would say, "Oh, I'm so scared," and but yet they're gonna go on it anyway, and they go, "Wow!" And then they would say, "That was so scary." Feeling excited and ready. We are feeling excited and ready. I'm telling you, and blast it, blast it. Yeah, blast it. Blast your music, your poetry, your everything, and share it forever oneness who teach us through each other. We need each other. Yeah. Yes, 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 yes,
Thank
yes,
you,
yes.
Evan.
Yeah,
Thank
man.
you. We're gonna
Pleasure.
take a second. Usually what I do is I take a break and say everybody go into the chat, but I didn't even do it this time because there was so much information and so much wisdom and knowledge and music flowing through over the last hour and a half that I wasn't gonna take a break on this. I was like, keep it going, keep it going. But I do want to say, who's ever here, open up the chat and peek in the chat. Make sure that if there's any information you need to get out of there, like the contact for Evan, how to find his website, evanworldwind.com, how to find his Instagram, the YouTube, it's all there. Also to get on the mailing list for God of Riverside, how to get on the mailing list for Afro Tuesdays. It's all in the chat, so please take a minute, go into the chat right now. I think Amanda had asked the question of what the markings on your Didge meant, because there were some markings on your Didge. So
Oh, it's the red, green, and gold. That's the Rasta color. So I'm from Jamaica, so represent the colors, and it have strong meaning. Especially when I was growing up in Jamaica, it kind of like I kind of use it now as more like an anchoring because whenever I look at it, it kind of remind me of being in the mountain and remind me of how the people move and how they communicate and how the Rastaman who live in the hills, how open and how joyful and how kind and how compassionate they were. So that's how it represents me. So it's the
amazing.
Rasta colors. Yeah.
Yeah, amazing.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
If there's any other questions, please feel free to ask them now. We will sign off in a few minutes. Amanda says, beautiful, thank you. She heard the answers. And
Thank you, Evan.
Thank you, brother.
Kevin.
thank you, Ronald. Thank you.
Thank you, brother Rano.
Yes. And if anybody else had any other questions, feel free to ask them now because we will sign off shortly
I
from
didn't think
this.
I was going to hear Jimi Hendrix music when I tuned in today.
He said he didn't think he was going to hear Jimi Hendrix, and he tuned in.
Wow, that's a beautiful honor, brother.
Yeah.
Well, you know, no one really died, so he's with us, you know.
Absolutely.
in spirit and
Absolutely.
light. Yeah,
Absolutely. You
yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah,
he's living through anyone who
yeah,
conjures him and
yeah,
conjures
yeah,
that spirit
yeah, yeah,
as
yeah.
the spirit that he was conjuring.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. That's it.
You
Yeah,
know,
it's a wave, you know. It's a wave. Yeah,
right? Oh
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
So
yeah.
where before we close off the night, where is the next? Do you have a next event to tell us about, or we to follow you on your website?
Yeah, a new website I will have it posted. Well, I might be. Well, I'm thinking of coming to New York City for the summer. If,
Okay.
yeah, it depends on the logistic with the immigration, all this kind of stuff.
Right. Right.
So in August, you know, so of course we could do something together,
Okay.
you know, and
Great.
yeah. But here in Barcelona is doing some stuff in Barcelona. I'm gonna be doing a workshop that is gonna is a workshop that is linked to my coaching. But like I said, I really want to introduce it to people with NLP, Qigong, music,
Okay.
to get people to step into their thing. Like, in other words, I would like to say, give people the opportunity to create miracles in their life.
Right.
That's the work, you know. So I'm working with a yoga studio to do some workshop on that level. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. Well, that's wonderful. You all, everybody, follow that website. You'll find out if Evan is here in New York in the summer, because and you'll find out from me too, because we'll definitely set up some events. We'll be all out there doing some stuff. We'll
Yeah,
be in
yeah.
your neighborhood.
Yes.
we're gonna
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
gonna set up and do something in Union Square for everybody. All right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes, yes,
All
definitely.
right.
That's it, that's
If
it.
you're here, that's a promise.
Yeah,
All right.
man. All right.
I have an
Definitely.
amplifier you can use too. A nice one.
Oh, okay, okay. Now we're talking. Yeah, yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
great.
full
Well,
watts.
Evan, thank you so much. I want to thank everybody for coming out tonight to Afro Roots Tuesdays. I want to thank Amanda Hopper for running
Thank you, Amanda. Wow.
organizing. I want to thank Nelly Gomez. I want to
Nelly.
thank, of course, thank again Susan Macaluso. And I want to thank all the people that have ever donated to Afro Roots to make sure that it flows and grows into the future. And some of them have been in the house with us tonight. It's many people, so I don't want to list it all for you, but you know who you are. So thank you so much because you've been crucial for us to continue. And so on that note, everybody have a beautiful night, and if you're on Spain, have a beautiful morning. And I
Yeah.
want to turn it over to Amanda. Amanda.
Thank you so much, Kevin. Evan, thank you so, so much. What a
You're
wonderful
welcome.
night. Oh, I'm
Thank you.
floating. All right, one last time, hop over in the chat if you haven't yet. Get that those URLs, those links that you need. And thank you, everyone. Kevin, Evan, thank you so much.
Thank you so
Have a
much.
good night, everybody.
Pleasure.
Good morning.
Good morning. Blessed
Bye.
love, everyone. Heart to heart. Heart to heart. Peace.
Bye.
Bye.